Welcome to a grainy, grimy episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode, we are looking at the NF album Perception, and you know what? Here is an image of the album cover right here for you guys. In case you didn't know, also gonna apologize for the horrible filming location. You know, on this channel, we just have to film in every single spot I can imagine. There's people in my room. My little brother's playing video games in my room where I usually record, and where I also usually record. It's about half and half, probably a little more in my room. Recording outside. It's raining right now, so we're recording in the garage. Not ideal. Not great lighting. Not great sound. There's a little bit of an echo, but this is the hand I was dealt. Perception is the third NF album, and it is NF's biggest album. It is his most popular and commercially successful album. I believe it was #1 on the Billboard charts. I believe it debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. And Let You Down is NF's biggest song. It was like certified triple platinum. Like, it was huge. The song was massive. I don't hear it much anymore, people talking about it. But at the time, in 2017 when this came out, it was massive, and in 2018 as well. And then a couple months later, Lie became a massive hit. So NF's two biggest songs that actually got a lot of radio play are from this album. I probably heard Lie on the radio even more than Let You Down, but Let You Down is, I think, technically a bigger song. I think that still has more listens, and I think it is a better song, but we'll get into that later. When I ranked NF's 4 albums at the time, he has since released a mixtape, the Clouds mixtape, which, I may or may not talk about at some point. I don't really care enough to talk about it. But when I ranked his albums, I said Perception was the second worst album. And then very recently, I did a top 10 NF songs. And guess what? Most of the songs were from this album on that top 10. Even some honorable mentions, I believe. And I was like, how did that happen if this album is so bad? Guess what? I re-listened to the albums. It's a heck of a lot better than Mansion. I take back that ranking. Mansion is the second worst. This is the second best. I swap those two. I'm telling you right now how I would rank the albums. Is you can watch that video. I'd rank them the same. I would swap Mansion and Perception. This is the second best NF album. Let's talk about it. The production, the music on this is the tightest production on any NF album. Even tighter than Therapy Session, which is my favorite NF album. I believe this production is tighter. The beats all just feel very clean, very polished, even on the songs that I don't like as much, songs like Outcast. But you can hear this really sharp, it just sounds really sharp, which is a huge contrast to Mansion, which all sounds like, it's all very rough around the edges. And then I would say with The Search, it's very muddled and just very mediocre and bland. The production is very bland on that project, and a lot of the production fails to leave an impact. But I think all the stuff on here, even when it's not blowing my mind, even when it's not crazy, it feels sharp. I mean, stuff like on No and Destiny, songs that I'm not crazy about, I can't deny that the beat is there. Like, he's got this, it sounds good. In 3 a.m., the production is there. It sounds quality. It sounds full. It sounds complete, even if it's not insane. It's just a very, very well-produced NF album, and it's a very well-produced album in general, and it's the most well-produced NF album. And I would say that the lyrical content on Perception is NF's most conceited, it's his most self-centered, it is his least deep, it is his most shallow album from a lyrical perspective. But you know what? That's okay, because the actual quality of the songs is better than it is on Mansion, and generally speaking, the quality of the songs is good. The lyrical content does kind of get in the way, even though I would say the production is very consistent throughout the project. The beats are always there. His rapping and performance is always there. He is going at it on a lot of these songs. Songs like On 100, Intro 3, Outro, Destiny, where he's just yelling, Outcast. I mean, even the slower ones, like If You Want Love and Dreams, where he dreams where he gets in his Drake bag. you know, it does his best Drake kind of vibe. And remember this, and if you know, I'm probably repeating myself, but NF's performances are on fire, even when the lyrical content isn't always on fire. Now, even with me saying that the lyrical content is the most shallow out of all of his albums, and it's also the least Christian, which is interesting. He barely ever references his faith, and when he does, it's in a pretty kind of generic, like, unspecific way that wouldn't be surprising in a lot of, you know, you wouldn't be surprised to hear one of these lines in like a DaBaby song or any popular trap songs. But these very vague Christian references, which his other albums are much more direct in his faith. Even well, Cloud's less so, I guess, but even The Search. But it would be faster for me to just talk about the bad lyrical content, because, you know, it's generally speaking, the lyrical content's not even that bad. He has a song called My Life, the most repetitive hook. It's so annoying. And also, if you don't like self-centered rap music where someone just talks about themselves, there's a lot of that on this album. But My Life is a chorus where he goes, that's just my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life. That's just my life. It is, I'm not kidding, it is more annoying than Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang is a banger compared to My Life. It sucks. You're Special. You're Special is a love song. It is actually almost an R&B song with the vibe. NF, okay, I shouldn't say that. It's NF almost trying to do an R&B song. And it is as bad as you can imagine NF trying to do an R&B song is. What's weird is that some of the fans really like this song. And I can understand if you're like a diehard NF fan, this is an anomaly in his track list, because he doesn't have any songs about his wife. Basically no songs about his wife. This is the most direct and the closest thing he's done to a love song. He has some other sort of love songs, but they're more like breakup songs. But just a genuine love song, and it's cringe and it's bad, and his performance is actually extremely awkward on the song. So that's one point down on the performance scale, but the performances, generally speaking, are very good. You also have the song Lie, which sucks. It's like the most petty song, the most petty pop rap song with the most petty, shallow lyrics. It's just grating. I hate this song. I hate that this became a hit. I can imagine how it would be a hit, given, you know, how shallow and artificial most stuff on the radio is. And this just falls right into that lane. It sucks. As for very good lyrical content, Intro 3 is this really, really interesting song, conceptual song, where he's having an argument with his fear, and it's a back and forth dialogue. It's very cinematic, very ambitious, and I think it plays over very well. I'm sure a lot of people will say that it's cringe and terrible, and I've actually have seen that online, people saying this song sucks. I like the song. The lyrical content is kind of cool. Green Lights is actually pretty neat. This song at first, this is a very abrasive song. It's one of the most abrasive, in-your-face songs he's ever made. One of the most, where he's just flexing and acting like he does not care about anything. It really is a massive middle finger to his record label, which he broke up with when he released this album because he didn't get along with them. Watch the video knowing that that's what the lyrics are about. It's pretty cool. Dreams, he's in his Drake bag, you know, the lyrical content's fine on that one. Let You Down, kind of tragic, kind of heartbreaking. It's pretty emotional. It's pretty gripping. It's good. If You Want Love, beautiful love song. Not really. It's tragic. It's heartbreaking. It's not really a love song, but it is a song about love. Remember This has some of the best lyrics and individual lines he's written, where he's really just spouting bits of information and bits like wisdom and advice. And he drops a lot of bars, including one of the best lines of his ever that was, in the context is better. I don't remember the context, but he goes, remember, Satan used to be an angel. That's a cool line in the context of the song. It's less cool by itself, but, you know, I think about that line sometimes. After Remember This, you have a 4-song stretch of songs with these kind of just very like shallow lyrics, which are No, Lie, 3 a.m. and 100. All these songs are either hype songs or songs where he's kind of getting in his Drake bag, like, you know, like Destiny. 3 a.m. is kind of a Drakey sort of feeling with the, you know, the moody kind of rap lyrics, but the music is more upbeat. Whatever, man. It doesn't sound as much like a Drake song as Dreams. And I actually like Dreams. But outro, fantastic lyrical content, especially if you're a fan. It will blow your freaking mind. Seriously, mind-blowing. Like, lyrical content, wordplay, everything. But it is a song that is specifically, it's like Therapy Session, where it's a song that's specifically made, it's like him talking about himself, basically, and about his fan base, and about his history. Like, and he has a bunch of songs about that. But it's one of those better songs where he does that. And it's just, if you're an NF fan, if you're not a fan, it might be kind of okay. But if you're a fan, prepare to have your mind blown if you haven't already heard this song. That's the album. Even though the lyrical content is the most shallow, I really don't care. I really don't care because the production is the most solid and consistent, and throughout the whole album, very consistent production for the most part, just very high quality on like every song, I guess besides Your Special. I don't care for the music of that, but everything else sounds really good. It really does. It's well made. NF's performances besides on Your Special are very tight, very good. He still has lyricism. He's got corny lines here and there, I noticed, but it's all permissible in the grand scheme of the album. And it's not a great album. It has flaws. Once again, the lyrical content being worse is, I will say, the album's biggest flaw. It also has some songs which I think are just downright bad. I'm talking about My Life. I'm talking about Your Special. I'm talking about Lie. I hate all of these songs. And, No is just kind of okay. And 3 a.m. is, it's okay. But, it's a good album. It's a pretty consistent album. It's actually pretty good, and I like it, and this is something I will come back to, and it has NF's best songs out of all of his projects, the best NF songs. If you're just gonna listen to one NF album, I would say this, because it just has songs that you're gonna like, even if you're not a fan. If you are a fan, you're gonna love some of these songs. If you're not a fan, you're probably gonna love some of these songs. I'm gonna give it 3.5 star rating out of 5. This review was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but it's a 16-song album. Like, there's kind of a lot to talk about. And also, I'll link the Mansion review, and I'll link the top 10 songs and the ranked albums list. And I just gotta say, in the Mansion review, I was not hard enough on that album. Because looking back on it, I don't know what I was thinking. It's really not that great. Maybe because I was reviewing it, it was an episode of Is This or That, where I was kind of reviewing it on the back of a 5-star review that somebody gave it on a Christian website. And because of that, I think I didn't want to, I was thinking about that review, and so I was trying to keep it, in something similar to a 5, I guess. I don't know, because it'd be weird if it was drastically different. But it's not a not a 3.5 out of 5. That album is like a 3 out of 5. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's fine. It's good. It's not great. It's not really good. It's all right. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Sorry about the horrible quality and everything, but have a great rest of your day.